let's start with the economy, inflation, the price of things going up because truck drivers, they can't get enough truck drivers. I mean, this economy is a mess.
This is the shipwreck for Joe Biden. And it won't fully kick in until October or November. So what's going to happen is that the seed of doubt has been planted in most minds, all right, even if you were Biden supporters. There's a seed of doubt that this guy is competent. Now we're looking at higher prices, as you just mentioned, primarily for gasoline. But that translates into everything else because everything has to be transported by vehicles using gasoline, so that you can expect your daily budget to increase. At the same time, the crazy spending that Biden has embraced is driving the dollar's value down. So not only are you going to pay more, the dollar's not going to be worth as much. When people figure that out, which again will be in October or November, they're going to be mad. And that's going to then compound with all the other chaos that we're seeing. And I think next year, if the Republicans don't blow it, and that's a huge if, because they're not exactly rocket scientists there, all right, they're gonna have a good midterm.
Tell me about Kamala Harris and her tour. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything more awkward or embarrassing. And I remember Dan Quayle. I remember Joe Biden as vice president.
Listen, I dubbed it on BillO'Reilly.com the befuddlement tour. So Kamala Harris, with all due respect to the office of the vice president, is not a problem solver. So everybody understands that. She is a politician who is crafty and has taken advantage of a lot of social situations to advance herself. That's the record that she has. So Joe Biden has screwed up the border beyond repair at this point simply by stopping a policy that worked, remain in Mexico. And it took Donald Trump 3 years to get that in place. And that'll be one of my questions to him. How come so long? Okay, but it worked. And we didn't have hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals streaming into the country for no reason whatsoever. None. Biden knocked that out. And what do we have? A record amount of migrants coming to the USA. So Biden knows that he screwed up, or somebody told him that he did. He says, well, we'll give Kamala will fix it. Kamala will fix it. That's because he doesn't like her. And that all goes back to the debate when Kamala Harris called Joe Biden a racist. You'll remember that. Okay.
But honestly, Bill, I think he actually was thinking also as well that she's the president. I mean, he makes that mistake all the time.
I don't know about any of that. But he gives her this because he knows that this is one big pain in the butt. Now, Kamala also knows that. So Kamala says to herself in her passive-aggressive way, I'm not going to the border. I'm not going to do anything, that's exactly why she hasn't gone down there. Because if you were in charge of fixing a problem and the problem was at the border, what would the first thing you would do, Beck? Beck?
First thing I would I'm sorry, ask the question again.
If you were in charge of fixing a problem at the border, what was the first thing you'd do?
I would reverse everything that and I would reverse everything.
Border. You go for optics. Yes. You go for optics.
Yes.
You hold them a big sign and they'll pass. so please don't come here. That's what you do. But she's not going anywhere near the border. And, by the way, she hasn't been to Europe either. Okay. So
what a crazy interview that was.
Right. This is what I mean by the befuddlement tour. So you got a president who screws up the border, hurting everybody, including the poor migrants. The only people helped by this policy are the drug cartels who smuggle the people. That's the only people that are helped. And he does this, and the media, of course, did report in the beginning, but now you don't hear about it. Okay. Then he says, Kamala, you fix it. And Kamala goes, okay, but doesn't go there. Instead, Kamala goes to try to bribe the Mexican president and the Guatemalan president with $861 million taxpayer dollars. Does anybody think that's going to get to the poor migrants, the poor people? No. Does anyone? If you do, I have one word for you. Haiti. How many billions of dollars have gone into that country, and it's worse now than it's ever been. I mean, it is insane
so, Bill,
how bad this is. Go ahead.
If she ever, God forbid, has to replace Joe Biden because he just checks out, how would she ever have any? I mean, what would that be like? I mean, now even the squad doesn't like her. Nobody likes her.
No one likes her. No one likes her except the husband. He likes her. Okay, so if Kamala Harris takes over from Joe Biden, Jimmy Carter, that's what you're going to have. Somebody who's in there, who doesn't know what to do, who can't solve any problems, who can't even answer direct questions. Lester Holt. Okay, you going to the border? I've been to the border. Then Lester goes, no, you haven't. Well, I haven't been to Europe either. Is this sixth grade we're talking about? This is the vice president? Hey, I haven't been to New Zealand. Does that have anything to do with the border? No. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is take ideology out of it. Please take party politics out of it. Are you happy with the governance that the United States of America is getting now? Is this what you really want? Simple man, simple question.
I want to give you a couple of minutes here, about 3 minutes, to address two things. First, the psychiatrist who dreams of killing white people speaking at the Yale School of Medicine. And then I want to hear an update on the book.
Well, I've taken out an order of protection against that woman because I'm white, and I don't really want to be executed while cutting the grass in my front lawn. So
it's crazy.
But this is now we are in the land of the absurd, are we not? So Yale, Harvard, Cornell, University of Chicago, whatever it may be, they feel comfortable inviting people on campus to talk about executing white people. Okay? If Heinrich Himmler was still alive, maybe we get him. It's just way beyond anything that anybody ever thought possible even 5 years ago. And that's where we are. That's where we are. There needs to be a backlash. There needs to be people standing up for their country. And there needs to be, say, enough.